Him, my big brother. I welcome on stage Benjamin Ortega, the #1 candidate and the leader of the my big brother.
Let me fix up myself here because, I don't play the no rules. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, guest speakers. Good evening to my fellow candidates. Good evening to my parents. Good evening to my wife. Good evening to my friends. Good evening to my SDM family. It gives me, hopefully not get emotional here. Nobody pop my forehead because it shines a lot. I'm jealous of saying one thing. Mr. Butte, I think next time I gotta get some grey wire beaters because you're looking dashing. So don't worry about the shot, you're looking dashing. Ladies and gentlemen, as my fellow candidates already explained to you in various forms and fashion, why we are here tonight, why we are again to the point of an election, why we again talking the same story we were speaking not even 2 years ago. At the end of the day, it doesn't give me any pleasure to speak here. Because at the end of the day, we have parents, we have fathers, we have mothers, we have sisters, we have brothers out there in St. Martin that are crying and don't know how tomorrow will be for them. And yes, as we stand here, we're looking and we're seeking your mandate. We are the fortunate ones, because we all look extremely pretty. We are the fortunate ones because in some way, somehow, we were able to reach here this evening. Let me stop this. We took a journey when we started last election. And our journey, and we call that a movement, was to improve ourselves. Mr. Wilson spoke about improving the communities. We continue to also say that it starts by yourself if you want to improve your circle, the ripple effect. Improving your quality of life starts by you. Because when your neighbor can see that you have pride in what you do and how you speak and how you look, the neighbor too will start to have pride. We might be the Benjamins of politics. We might be the ones that they say that we don't have any women on our list. We might be the ones that they say that what these young Johnny-come-latelys know about government. I prove to you what we know about government. I prove to you that what we know about integrity. I prove to you what we know about leading by example. I hope, as this is being filmed, that those out there that were not able to come here tonight will understand that we're on a train moving fast forward. We're on a train that will not stop. We are steadily growing in our numbers, in our knowledge, in our actions. Mr. Thomas, next slide. Oh, this is good. We did some research, and the research was what everyone is talking about right now is on recovery. Everyone has something to say about recovery, because after the passing of beloved oh dear Irma, we were all knocked down and not knocked out, as Raymond said. But we need to understand, if we're going to recover, we need to recover from something. Now, you see there's a book, After Great Disasters. I need you to research that book. I'm going to read something in the next slide, Mr. Thomas, that comes from out of the book. The phenomenon of complex community systems described by the authors are amply illustrated by Rosen and by Mammon in his account of Lower Manhattan after the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. Both Robin, in a study of 14 communities after the disaster, and Mammon emphasized the importance of local leadership in successfully recovering. Now, what are telling us? The stories that we were hearing after Irma, because we had no leadership. And not leadership in one man, not leadership in one woman, but various communities did not seek or did not show leadership. And it divided us. In the second part of the review, according to Rubin, key leadership qualities include flexibility and creativity, a vision for the community, the ability to attract competent assistance, and strong connections to other decision makers in the public and the private sector. So when you're not able to do this and unify yourself, you are defeated as a community. Now guess what? I'd like to do more research. So especially now, if we are saying that communities are the backbone of bringing this country, oh sweet Samaritan, forward, we need to understand the following in other teachings. No household can fashion a home where dissension and selfishness knell the death of unity and peace. No community can protect against where petty strife is born of mischievous tongues. No city can become a place of prosperous growth whose citizens care little and do less for its advancement. And no state can derive the benefit of its own resources whose people obey, but the one law of individual inclination and greed. Does not mean the status quo.
Gotcha.
Still about to go. Does not mean where we are in St. Martin right now that we are stagnant.
Yep.
It means that each individual person sitting here, listening, watching the video, understands that they too have a status quo. They too have a role that they have to play in their community. The conclusion that I find from this is that no government can stand firm whose adherents are blinded to the unchangeable law. In unity, there is strength. In harmony, there is definitely peace.
Yep.
My people, my brothers and my sisters, I need you to understand that these are not words that come from Benjamin. These are words that have been used in many teachings before, and that will be continuing to use as we go forward. But if we don't understand what this means for us, then we are lost. We cannot continue to look at certain leaders and certain false prophets to be our saviors. We need to understand, to change, you must change your behaviors. You know, today was and is the day, the launching of our manifesto. And I hope that the majority of you, when you're leaving, take a copy, go home, read it, seek. Seek the same research that we did when we were putting this together. I hope that you have a lot of questions for us. And time might have run out of us. And we might not have all the opportunity to go through the whole platform and program as we intended to do. But there's passion in our voice. There's love in our heart. And so Thomas, would just like to flip through quick certain headlines of the manifesto. The recovery versus national development. At the end of the day, if we don't know who we are as a people, we could try our best, but we will not recover.
Speak!
And I don't mean to put a gentleman right now on the spot, but I hear this gentleman speak. I listen to his words, and I understand when a gentleman, and he has no, I can tell you again, no affiliation with our movement, but I know that he seeks knowledge. Mr. Bakari Pantaflet, thank you for coming on. Establishing a transparent and stable government to ignite investors' climate. Mr. Butte went into details of how this could happen. What processes we need to go through to ensure we have the stability to bring ourselves forward. Supporting national consciousness and unity, something again my good friend speaks about quite often. Empowering people by improving education and supporting inclusivity. Mr. Busby, you see how we bring this all together? It ain't me. It is not one, it's not two, it's all of us. It is you. I was fortunate enough to have Miss Andrea that does not like to be put in the spotlight, to put our words and our thoughts and our research together into this wonderful thing that we call a manifesto. And I thank her dearly for that, because as a communication advisor, building economic resilience, stimulating growth, and creating job opportunities. Our great Dr. Arundel spoke about that in detail. So it might not be in the actions in our manifesto, but trust me, it's in the details of our manifesto. Improving also our safety and security. We look at our sanitary landfill. Not only we have a health issue there, but first and foremost, we have a safety and security issue there. Because of the copper mining that is going on, are creating these fires. And trust me, guys, as a civil engineer, whether associates or not, we know what it takes to fix that problem, right, Mr. Lewis? It's a structural approach that is missing on St. Martin in everything that we are doing. We can't haphazard do things anymore. We need to structurally approach everything now.
Yep,
we need to show professionals first.
Yes.
We need to show professionals over politicians. Because that is the only way we're going to greatly bring this nation of St. Martin, oh sweet St. Martin, forward. If we do not take this approach and leave the politics behind, we will not prosper. We need to strengthen our health care by promoting preventive health. 40 million guilders a year is being spent abroad. And we're talking about medical tourism for another. When we do medical tourism for our own. When we start catering to our own. When we start improving our own. And when you say, clean your house first before you think about watching out the neighbor. When you wake up in the morning, don't mind your neighbor business. And we could go on in these nice folkloric things, but at the end of the day, it gives us truth and it gives us guidance. We need to clean our own house first. We need to take care of our people first. If we do not do this, how dare we try to take care of somebody else's? Upgrading our overall infrastructure while protecting the environment. Slowly but surely, we are stifling our own biodiversity. The Great Salpani ain't that great no more. The lagoon is a haven for trash. If you ever got the opportunity to look behind Tropicana Casino, you'll understand what I mean. And these are things that can be solved immediately. We don't need a whole 4 years to solve these problems. We don't need a coalition government to solve these problems and say, I wasn't there long enough, so I was not able to put these things forward. We need all 15 members of parliament saying enough is enough.
Yes.
We need unity up in parliament, as we expect unity within the communities. We need all hands on deck. And the reason why I bring this manifesto forward, and not going into the details of the manifesto too much, because at the end of the day, we have a 6-month contract. We don't supposed to get a 6-month contract for parliamentarians that don't function. If you know it's not what you're talking about, get out. If you have a failing grade of 15 of the 103, get out. But guess what? We are the captain to choose and put them on. If we all have a manifesto, every political association has a manifesto. Guess what? Once elected, we will research every manifesto, including our own, seek the similarities, and put the motions forward within the first 6 months.
Yes.
Because nothing will be stopping us. Too many times we hear the same Nancy stories that a new hospital and a new school and a new road and a new bridge is going to be built. But 6 months after, nothing is being done. Each and every political association talks about the same thing every year. And I say every year because it's almost every year we have elections now. But yet, 2 years further, I wasn't in government long enough is not an excuse. I'm sorry. So, give it. When we are elected, we will champion every point of all the manifestos and put it together as a motion and put it forward. Let them, other members, let them not sign it off. Let them not choose for unity in Samantha. So we come to the final conclusion that SDM guarantees a professional and passionate, committed and strong leadership focused on the obvious issues of small island developing countries. Exposure to the environmental challenges, a distrust in our inefficient operating government, a staggering economic growth, unemployment, people living in poverty and in unhealthy conditions, the rising crime on the island, as well as the lacking infrastructure. By strengthening our forces with partners in the region, including empowering and connecting, we could still make a big difference.
Yes.
That is what our plan really comes down to. Walking. As my sister said, getting up every morning. I don't drink my coffee before I brush my teeth. I don't like coffee, please. Brush your teeth, put on your nice clothes. Don't forget to breathe. And go to work. Nothing about no quorum anymore. Nothing about I signing in because I don't agree with what they're going to put on the platform. We need to go out and work. They expect you to pay your taxes because you went out and worked, right? Well, I expect them to work for my taxes as well. At the end of the day, we pay them. At the end of the day, you are our captains. You choose our direction. So we continue to say as a statement for the improving of your quality of life, we are your silver lining. We have proven to bring actions rather than words. Come February 26th, we all know what we have to do. We have to get away from the social media. We got to stop complaining and we got to start voting. Whether you vote for me or any of my candidates or anybody out there that you feel deserves your trust, hold them accountable on a daily basis. And not only around election times. Hold them accountable with your livelihood. hold them accountable for strengthening your community. Thank you very much.
Come back a little bit, Fred. Thank you, Benjamin Ortega.
The table is full.